So says the Rig Veda. Perception is the cradle of all tangible expression, oral or visual. One man, seeing its marks, has not seen them. Another, hearing of them, has not heard them. But to another, they appear like jewels on a loving, well-attired wife who presents herself to the fond scrutiny of her husband. Millions of years ago, the world was one mass of molten matter. The disintegration caused by glaciation formed the world as we know it today. The struggle that followed manifested itself first in visual, that is rock or cave paintings, and later in verbal terms. Fossils, much older than the ones found in Africa, have been discovered on the Siwalik hills of Kashmir in India. Who knows? Mankind may have originated from this side of the earth. A significant breakthrough, which could have a far-reaching impact on our knowledge of Indian prehistory, was achieved recently when Professor D.P.S. Dwarikesh, a renowned Indian archaeolinguist, on an adventurous trip to the interiors of the bandit-infested Morena district of Madhya Pradesh, discovered prehistoric rock shelter paintings. In Madhya Pradesh, central India, the mighty fort of Gwalior stands as a landmark, signifying the area's rich cultural heritage. 50 kilometers west of Gwalior and southwest of Morena lies the village of Pahargarh, once notorious for its man-eating tigers. The search party, comprising of Dr. Dwarkesh and his team, leaves for the fort of Pahargarh in quest of the rock paintings. Set amidst a transitional area between hills, no higher than 1,000 feet, and a broad, fertile alluvial plain, Pahargarh is one of those picturesque places where the pace is easy. About 12 kilometers from Pahargarh is the village of Manpur. Set amidst idyllic surroundings, it is a typical village, but not easily accessible, as there are no proper roads leading to it. Usually, one has to trudge for miles from the nearest road. The most difficult part of the journey is over inhospitable terrain. The going is really rough. There is no clue to the direction one should take, and the thick forest all around does not help matters. One has to keep track of where one is going, lest one be completely lost. And that's where maps come in handy. The local trekker shows the way. nature is at its primeval best, and one feels like an intruder as one comes across a rare sight. There are areas where even the jeep cannot go, and Dr. Dwarikesh leads S.R. Sharma, his associate and others, for miles on end. The party finds natural, water-cut rock shelters that are literally as old as the hills themselves. This was the dwelling of prehistoric man. And these, the various floors where he lived, maybe over 1 million years ago. These natural art galleries could provide a mine of prehistoric information. They are now known to us by the astonishing luck of their survival. Indeed, prehistoric man has left very little trace of his existence, apart from rock paintings. The paintings range from human figures to animals, astronomical, sun and tantric symbols, and abstractions. There is a wide difference in the style of paintings and the headgears of men. The paintings are done mostly in red ochre, with some in white, blue, and green. The colors were probably mixed with animal fat and other substances to produce a wet paste. The depiction of human figures alternates with conflict between human beings and animals, and human beings and human beings. These images of animals must have served a purpose, far more serious than mere decoration. In fact, there can be little doubt that many of these images were produced as part of a magic ritual to ensure a successful hunt. The logic was very simple. By making a picture of an animal, they meant to bring the animal itself within their grasp. Many of the figures have been created with only 8 strokes, which seems a magic number. Hunting scenes form the subject of the earliest painting or sculpture by prehistoric man. This could be a figure of a meditating tantric. This is a panel associated with the sun image. The superimposition of one set over the other and differences in the colors used all prove beyond doubt that these rock shelters were inhabited at different periods going back 20 to 25,000 years ago. That the painters possessed advanced astronomical knowledge of both the lunar and solar systems is evident from their work. Some of the figures are interpretable within the Vedic astrological tradition. The 8 types of sun worship, tantric and astronomical symbols seen in these paintings find repeated mention in the Aryan literature as well. The paintings, linguistic and other archaeological evidence proves in many ways that the Aryans were not foreigners who came here from Central Asia, but were a race belonging to India. Many of the pictographs mark the origin of the writing system in India. Notice the elegance and force behind the lines. These paintings offer an insight into the evolution of man's mind and culture, spanning several thousands of years. In Europe, Castello and other caves have similar handprint signs, and this is proof of a worldwide tradition. And this is but a small glimpse of the wealth of such paintings in the Pahargarh complex. This discovery could well be the find of the century. Over 600 painted rock shelters are spread over as many miles of virtually inaccessible terrain along the Asan and adjoining riverbeds, seemingly in the middle of nowhere. No human being ventures into these interiors full of wild animals. Carbon dating, going back to